Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and we're back with a new unboxing video because I received mail from Italy once again, from the AUT RECORDS camp. A pretty thick envelope, which fortunately isn't damaged, so I expect everything to be like in order and undamaged and proper in here. Once again, comes with this little envelope here with this measurements on the back and some beautiful stamps actually, which honor, I guess, some cyclists from Italy. And it's pretty thick, so I expect this to be like probably 2 or 3 CDs coming from the AUT RECORDS label, as I said, a label you are well familiar with, from Italy, have been operating out of Berlin for a while. And they are basically at home in the realm of free improv, jazz, and all that goodness. Have been sending me stuff for ages, so look up my channel for like more videos. You will find plenty. And yeah, it's December 19th. That means I had my last work day at the vinyl distribution for this year yesterday, actually. No, the day before yesterday, because yesterday I had a appointment at my hairdresser's, as you can see probably, and now we're off and start with like stock counting and stuff in the first week of January. So and for the first time in many years, I am completely off work for this like 14 days period, which feels really weird, because usually I've been like either DJing on Christmas Eve or working in like the nightlife concert venue or working in some other venue and stuff, but now it's like a 10 to 14 days void, which feels really strange, and I don't like that at all. But I will be working on the Discogs thing for sure. I have identified like a bunch of albums I want to go through, especially the double CD albums, because they take up like to check them properly and decide how to grade them, and on the other hand, if to keep them or not. For like double CD albums, usually it takes like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, because they're long and this eats up a lot of time. So I've identified a bunch of those I want to go through, and some other library music CD stuff I want to go through, and I have a pile of CDs, CD albums and other records that I want to go through as well, like for private like enjoyment and stuff. So I will listen to a lot of music, will not see many people, and talking Discogs, weirdly I've been banned from posting in the Discogs forum from with my like quality electronic music alias, because I've been mocking a like spam bot account, and was probably not like safe for work or work appropriate in my response to a question why Malaysia is the spot to be on holiday, which came from an obvious bot account. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give a hard response and stuff, but now I cannot post. I'm not allowed to post in that Discogs forum anymore with that account. Probably I will be unbanned. If not, well, I still can like receive messages and sell stuff there, but I wasn't aware that Discogs forum policy is that strict, so probably I was a little harsh in my response. But no matter what, let's go into this one, the envelope from AUT RECORDS. Let's find out what is in there. Let's not damage anything in there. And yeah. What we got here is a stack of CD albums, three in total. Okay, which are not in, well, which are undamaged, of course, and as expected, but they are in shrink wrap. So I will have something to do, I guess. I'm gonna review these within the next 14 days, 2 weeks on my website, nice.ce, which is interestingly growing quickly, even though the amount of promos that has been coming in has been like really decreasing. But for the first time ever, I've reached a mark of like more than like 750,000 visits in the last consecutive 12 months. So my max amount of visitors I had before was throughout the pandemic days, where one year hit like 500,000 or something like that. But now the site is growing, and I actually don't know why. I'm pretty glad it does, but it is a little strange because the amount of content has been like decreasing, but the views have been increasing a lot, and I'm pretty proud to say that. And probably, hopefully, I'm gonna reach like 1 mil in a year or two's time if the site continues at the pace it like grows right now. So we'll see, but this is just a side note. So a lot of people seem to read and enjoy the stuff I do write. But now we got an album and we got a press sheet. Very artsy. Very reminds me of theater kind of with that mask. And what we got here is Keep Your Hands Free, a duo work by Francesco Guerri and Nicola Guarsalocca. I remember that name because I've probably butchered that before in like the video before I did the previous video I did as an unboxing for AUT Records, or the one before that, but I'm pretty sure I have read that name. A 4-track album which runs for like 46 minutes. AUT Records 140, released on November 18th. It's a duo album. Cello and piano is the instrumentation, and they provide an instinctive and profound connection which links two singular, uncompromising artists whose work belongs to a territory that steadfastly eludes the reach of mainstream. They delve deeply into the possibilities of their respective instruments, leading the listener on a stark off-trail excursion, a visionary detour in which, beyond the hand, it may be wise to keep the rest unbound as well. So, this could be a free improv album, I guess. Cello and piano, this speaks a language of quietness and intimacy, I guess. Beautiful cover. Probably I'm going to take that as a cover shot thumbnail here. And as they say, thumbnails matter on YouTube, but I think, or I've seen a video which emphasized a trend of thumbnails becoming more and more raw and DIY again. So the polished, high quality are the new TV thing of YouTube seems to diminish a bit or vanish a bit, and they seem to go back to the old like broadcast yourself aesthetics. The next one here, I'm gonna show you the press release first, of course. Is a trio album, Verso Echoes of Remembered Things. Beautiful cover, released as AUT Records 139 on November 4th. Voice, piano, synth, clarinet and tenor saxophone. So synthesizers is a thing that you don't see that often in the AUT Records releases, but it appears every now and then. So they got a thing that connects them to electronic, but it's not like electronic music in a proper electronic sense, but they have like some electronic influences at some point popping up every now and then. So this is named after the group, the album title of the group is named after an Italian word that evokes different meanings in literature. The verso refers to a single line of a poetic composition. Verse, I guess we know that, and it's Vers in German, so that's the same thing. And it also indicates a direction or a movement oriented towards a certain point in space or time. And it's also used to identify sound, which is interesting. So I would love to hear or like know how the verso is used in terms of indicating a sound, and this project basically aims to merge all these meanings, word and sound, and a forward motion through space and time. debut album by the project, a small ensemble, as I said, with Marta Frigo, Diego Albino, and Francesco Bigoni on instruments. They propose original compositions, with one exception here, where voice, piano, and clarinet interact on an equal footing with a focus on the construction of impressionistic soundscapes. So Marta Frigo, I guess, will be singing here. Recorded in March of 2025, mastered and mixed in May of 2025. And this is how the album looks like. Reminds me a little bit of those close-up shots of vinyl records, even though the grooves are indicating that it's not vinyl, but I like the clearly structured aesthetics of the cover and the darkness, of course. Here's the CD. Here is the track list. And lastly, we have another album, which is AUT Records 128, released on November 12th. So I guess it was a little bit delayed because the catalog number is a little bit like before, in the string of numbers before the others. A 7-track album which runs for 49 minutes, a quartet apparently, dialogue, which is led by Jacopo Fagioli. I guess I have to take some Italian lessons at some point, because sometimes I feel bad when I butcher names, but that's how I roll actually. Trumpet, piccolo trumpet, guitar, double bass, and drums is the instrumentation here. The metaphor for the interaction between an individual's inner life and society. The quartet crafts music that's influenced by contemporary jazz, I guess, brings to life reflections and emotions on the complexities of shared reality and human relationships. So this is probably more a classic sounding, not really improvised jazz album. As it's stated here, each track title reflects a theme I find essential in the world and in people's lives. Every piece in this work is a thought, a question, a stance. So we got things like greenwashing, dome, AAA, which is a funny thing. I would love to know what this refers to. Avoid thoughts of power and domination, multicultural heritage, greenwashing, desertification, and stuff like that. With the last mentioned track running for 12 minutes and being the longest piece of the album. This is the press info. This is the album artwork. Looks like this. Have a look at title 6 for a reason or two. And yeah, that's a beautiful design, a lot of things in here. Thanks to the music which illuminates our lives every day, of course, contemporary jazz, recorded in November of 2023. So 2 years old, basically, the recording, but not the album, which is fresh. So as I used to say, it doesn't matter how old a track is or an album is. For someone who listens to it for the first time, it's always new music, and it will always be. So that's a thing I follow personally as well. So I've had a discussion today with someone about DJ sets and with the whole cycle that is happening right now, with everything like from the past 20 or 30 years being re-released and stuff. I truly believe it is not necessarily important to play just the new stuff, because a lot of people are rediscovering the stuff or discovering the stuff that is re-released for the first time because they were too young when it originally was released. And on the other hand, with all the revivals happening right now, it is well, for some people it's new because they heard it for the first time. For the old guys who've been like on the dance floor for ages or decades maybe, it's probably a welcome revival, and they like that. And I guess if you have a taste in music as a DJ that is not mainstream in terms of whatever genre that is, so there's also like a mainstream techno thing, of course, but if you have always been navigating in a realm that avoids that mainstream stamp, you can like get well along for a year or two without buying new music at all, because people will not know your stuff anyway. So that's a thought. Another thought I had, well, yeah, in the distribution company, it was like really interesting to see in the last weeks that stuff from my labels has been picked up by stores in America and in Spain especially. So I'm very curious what that brings in terms of America, especially Further Records in Seattle, which runs a big mail order as well, has been like ordering quite a lot of releases from my label, which might be an interesting side note for those who want to get stuff off my labels but cannot get this from BANDCAMP because I cannot ship to America right now due to Trump and tariff situation and chaos and stuff, and DHL not handling like tariff things and imports to the US right now. But that's just a side note. BAZE.JUNKII out for now. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. If you have a thought about anything you want to share, check the comment section down there. I'm going to reply as soon as possible. I'm out. See you in the next one.